Crystal Tools would end up being entirely optimized for very linear games. Both Versus 13 and Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 would have a real-time day-night cycle, but in Final Fantasy XIII, the lighting was pre-baked, meaning that the engine wouldn't be able to support the type of dynamic lighting that they needed. FF14, of course, featuring big maps with tons of NPCs, characters, and other things on the map, with the engine not optimized for this, would see terrible performance issues. The issues ran so deep with Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 that the only way to solve it was to wipe the game completely and rebuild it with a brand new engine. And it would use an engine that Square Enix was already cooking up behind the scenes to support the next mainline Final Fantasy title. And they would call this engine the Black Engine, or the Ebony Engine, being the absolute opposite of Crystal Tools' codename White Engine. It began development during the production of Final Fantasy XIII-2 to directly address the issues of Crystal Tools. Square Enix was having tremendous trouble with Final Fantasy Versus 13, as well as the aftermath of Final Fantasy XIV's horrendous launch, with 14 1.0 being the only mainline Final Fantasy that the company has ever apologized for. Looking at popular engines like Unity and Unreal, Square wanted to create their own easy-to-use, highly flexible engine. Unlike Crystal Tools, Ebony would be able to handle large open worlds. Eventually, Ebony would evolve into the Luminous engine. They would demonstrate its power by showing off a tech demo called Agni's Philosophy, a mind-blowingly good tech demo. Now, unlike the previous tech demos where Square would use an existing game remade in current tech, this was a completely original demonstration, and a game that I still, to this day, wish was a full Final Fantasy. Agni's Philosophy was impressive, but it was really when they finally showed off Final Fantasy Versus 13, after years of hiatus, was now Final Fantasy 15 and running on this brand new engine that it began to generate excitement.